Your rights and freedoms might be under more attack than you think. From travel bans to censorship, many governments would prefer you didn't know about these 7 shocking rights you have, because once you do, they may have a much harder time taking them away. Gnome 1. The right to remain silent. Do you know your rights when being questioned by police? In America, the police are required to inform you of your Miranda rights, including your right to remain silent. This right has been popularized by American TV shows and movies. But did you know this right exists even outside of the U.S.? Suspects in many countries now have rights protecting them from self-incrimination, which means cops can't force you to talk if you refuse. And in some places, police must remind you that you don't have to speak. If they fail to do so, any evidence obtained becomes invalid. This rule exists in the UK, for example. There, failure to warn suspects of their right to remain silent makes any statement inadmissible in court. So next time you watch a cop drama on TV, pay attention. These shows often teach you vital legal knowledge that could protect you in real life. But it's important to remember the show is usually based on U.S. law, which differs from country to country. Number 2, the right to privacy. Where does the government get its power? In today's world, the answer is often Big Brother. Mass surveillance is no longer science fiction. From CCTV cameras to data collection online, you might feel like your every move is tracked. Yet have you heard of Article 12 of the UN Declaration of Human Rights? It defends your right to privacy, which includes your personal, family, home, and communication privacy. Despite this, most people unknowingly give away their data daily, even to governments. Many governments collect personal data for everything from traffic patterns to social media monitoring. They often justify this by saying it's for the greater good. But is it really necessary? Number 3, the right to leave and return to your country. When was the last time you left your country? How about the last time you came back? Did you encounter any problems crossing borders? You probably take these freedoms for granted, but these actions are actually your rights. That's according to Article 13 of the UN Declaration of Human Rights. It states that everyone has the right to leave any country, including their own, and to return to their homeland. But in times of crisis, some governments suspend this right. They may seize passports, impose movement restrictions, or invent bureaucratic traps to prevent people from leaving or returning. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, some countries blocked citizens from leaving or entering the country without special permission. And after Russia invaded Ukraine, many countries closed their borders to Russian citizens. But should they? According to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, restricting people's movement like this can violate international refugee law. It can also break the UN Declaration of Human Rights. Number 4, the right to protest. Protests and demonstrations are some of the most effective ways to make change in society. They allow people to hold power to account and fight for their beliefs. But have you ever tried to organize a protest yourself? Authorities may tell you where you can and cannot go, how long you can protest, and even what you can say. In some countries, governments tolerate only approved protests. If you organize an illegal one, you may face fines, imprisonment, or worse. Yet despite this, peaceful protest is not a privilege. It's a protected right. That's according to Article 20 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It allows you to assemble and protest, join trade unions, and make your views known to your leaders. However, this right is not absolute. It comes with limitations. For example, authorities can restrict it in certain circumstances. They include war, natural disaster, and public health emergencies. Additionally, protests must be peaceful. Riots and other violent acts are not considered peaceful protest and are not protected. Regardless, millions of people around the world still risk their freedom to exercise this right every year. Number 5, the right to access public information. What does your government decide on? Does it publish these decisions online? Imagine you live in a town where all decisions are made behind closed doors. You have no way of knowing who's making the decisions or why. This sounds like a dictatorship, right? Well, it happens in some form in almost every country. Despite this, you have the right to ask for documents, budgets, and other information related to your government's activities. This is called the right to information. However, authorities rarely encourage this right. In some cases, they simply ignore requests unless you insist. Others may charge you a fee, delay providing information, or refuse to release it altogether. But the right to information is a crucial part of living in a democracy. It helps keep our governments accountable. The right to information is not absolute. Some documents may be restricted for reasons of national security, public order, or an individual's privacy. But overall, this right should be your shield against corruption, secrecy, and abuse of power. Number 6, freedom of thought. You think something? You say nothing. So what if I told you this right doesn't exist? The right to free speech begins in your mind. You can think what you want. You can believe what you want. You can even dream up crazy theories about the world. Nobody can punish you for your thoughts. Well, sort of. Certain regimes criminalize what they call thought crimes. This means you could be punished for certain political opinions. In extreme cases, you could even be arrested for thinking the wrong thoughts. Thankfully, these regimes are rare. Most countries protect your freedom of thought. They understand that punishing someone for what they think is wrong. After all, thoughts are like seeds. If you pick the right ones, let them grow and spread. But it's also true that if you plant bad seeds, they will grow too. That's why it's crucial to protect freedom of thought. Everyone should be able to think what they want without fear of punishment. This allows us to challenge ideas, improve our thinking, and develop new perspectives. Number 7, legal protection against government abuse. Can you sue the government? This right is more common than you think. In most countries, you can sue the government if you feel your rights have been violated. International courts exist for this purpose, such as the European Court of Human Rights. These courts hear cases from individuals against their own governments. However, they tend to only rule in favor of the people bringing the case, around 60% of the time. This low success rate highlights how difficult it is to hold governments to account. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't try. After all, governments are there to serve us, not the other way around. But you need to know what your rights are first. Then you can protect them. If you feel the police, courts, or other government officials have abused your rights, you should seek help immediately. Don't wait. These cases often involve complex procedures and tight deadlines. Filing late could mean losing your chance at justice. However, you don't have to go through this alone. Non-governmental organizations or NGOs can help. Some NGOs specialize in helping people whose rights have been violated. They can provide free legal advice and representation. But remember, time is of the essence, so reach out to them as soon as possible. Did you know about these rights? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and share it with others. The more people who know about their rights, the safer we all are. Thanks for watching.